Hey guys, so Ozzy's going to be joining us today because he didn't want to go down for his wee nappy nap. Yeah, he didn't. So he decided he's wanting to come and tell us why.
So you will hear banging, you will hear shouting, and he's just going to give us... This is an unpopular opinions thread, so maybe he'll give us some of his opinions as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows?
He's very opinionated these days,
Aren't you?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, look, let's just jump into this one, won't we? Oh, here, also, actually, sorry, before I forget, thank you everyone for making the most of that sale that we had on. Absolutely went
Yes, thank you
amazing.
very much.
So, if you've ordered stuff, and it will take a wee bit, because there was a lot ordered, so
But
it takes us a bit of time,
shortly.
but it will get to you very soon.
The massive boom that Critical Role and similar game streams have given...
Yeah, you don't like Critical Role, do you?
Yeah. And similar game streams have given D&D is a good thing for the hobby. And if more games outside of D&D could gain similar traction on mainstream internet, it could give the entire hobby a true renaissance.
I hate to admit it, but I kind of do
It is true.
Look, there's a lot of,
Doesn't matter how much, people don't like.
It depends on where you go. Like, if you go to TG, it's Critical Role horrible, but if you go anywhere else on the internet that's talks about Critical Role, they all love them. Personally, it's just not my thing. It's not something that I'm interested in, but I would be mad to think
Nothing against the guy, look where he's built up.
Yeah, they've done a pretty much amazing job, and I always feel bad because anytime we do talk about Critical Role, it's always in a more negative light.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think overall it has been good. And also, let's be serious, we did that video on gatekeeping, last week or the week before?
Yeah.
And let's be serious, when it comes to the real mentals, the real crazy people, they gatekeep themselves.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about a lot of these people, or just don't play 5th edition, and there you go. You got access to good players, so don't worry about it. That's all you gotta do. Okay, Ozzy, cover your ears for this one, can you please?
There's nothing wrong with making sexy characters in skimpy clothing when it fits the setting. There's nothing wrong with making an entire setting have sexy characters in skimpy clothing. It doesn't automatically have to be ERP. It doesn't make the creator whatever silly Reddit 00 word you want to use. It doesn't make it objectification or whatever other way you want to vilify and deflect it. As someone who hates beefcake, I will include it in my settings to keep things consistent. Bonus?
Penis?
Bonus footnote. Unpopular opinion. Fantasy is what you make it.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion at all with fantasy. Fantasy's always been that, has it not? I don't really have anything else to put on that. I thought that's what it was. I didn't know that was up for debate, if I be honest with you. But the big problem I've got is there's a lot of crazy people on the internet. You guys have met crazy people on the internet.
We are them.
We are in fact crazy people on the internet, and we interact with a lot of crazy people on the internet. So therefore, guys, it just turns really. It gets really out of hand really quickly. Personally, I don't really have anything against any of this type of stuff, but at the same time, I just know it's going to end poorly. It's animal races, I would love to really be able to enjoy animal races, but they've been corrupted. A lot of stuff's been corrupted. I suppose it's on us to really uncorrupt it, maybe, or prove that it can be done. Maybe is that a challenge?
It be done?
Is that a challenge?
No.
I don't know.
D&D 5th edition is perfectly fine for a high-powered, combat-heavy dungeon crawl. The problem is that both the designers and the fans claim that you can't use it for anything, even though the game's mechanics break when not used for the aforementioned dungeon crawl. For example, the game's short rest and long rest system falls apart if you don't have at least 3 serious combat encounters per day, which make things like hex crawls, urban games and low combat games in general unworkable. Even for dungeon crawling, the game does have problems, such as some subclasses being almost strictly better than others, or the lack of meaningful character options after level 3, but it's serviceable.
I don't know. I think I'm over 5th edition for me personally. For the meantime, for the next, I'm kind of just done with it. I don't really have much of an interest in it as much as what I used to. I'll still there's a game going and someone really wants to do something with it. I'm not going to turn around and say no. But for me personally, I'm going through a bit of a renaissance with Morkborg. I'm really enjoying it. I think, honestly, for all you guys, have a look, go to your local game store, see what systems there are, see if there's anyone playing anything else.
And just anything else.
The thing is, what's the harm?
Exactly.
The thing is, I get it for people that are into 40k and stuff, because you dump so much money into models, you get everything set up, but when it comes to role playing, it's so interchangeable, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So I know it takes a bit of time to learn one system, but if you can learn 5e, a lot of systems aren't that bad, for God's sake.
If you have the basic gist of
role playing,
you'll have D&D in general, you're gonna have you're gonna go into others.
You know what I think it is?
Systems, knowing at least something.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a problem of a lot of, let's be serious, there's a lot of nerds out there, and they don't like to put themselves in situations where they kind of don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are like that, and it's like, oh my god, what happens if they laugh at me? Oh my god, what am I going to do? It's like everyone's been in that situation. It's something you just kind of get over, and most people that I've came across, now not all of them, but most people that I've came across are actually kind of nice about it.
Yeah.
And they will actually be very patient. So
it's like learn how to drive a car.
Exactly.
You don't be nasty to somebody learn how to drive, because
you
were there.
Yeah, exactly. You got to start somewhere.
Everything GW touches ends up being over-corporized garbage with no redeemable value above something someone else is offering for free, or at least considerably cheaper. I also think Warhammer lore is an absolute mess, and the best parts are the most uninspired, let's make medieval Europe with orcs stuff. But the moment they try to be original, they fail horribly. Same goes for 40k.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I got into 40k when I was really young. I still really love the lore. I don't like Newhammer at all. It's not my forte at all, if I be honest with you. And the power creep's just ridiculous. Let's be serious. The biggest problem I've got is it's so hard to find other games, because to even find other players, you're gonna have to spend low end £300, very low end for a small army, and it's finding the communities. And the thing is, it's different. Yes, you can play role playing games, you can play whatever, you can play Call of Duty, D&D, whatever, online very easily. And yes, you can play 40k and stuff online with Tabletop Simulator, but it's just not the same.
No,
it just doesn't add up as much. It doesn't work as much online, and if you don't have the community, if you don't have the local community, the game's worthless. You may as well, all you're doing is, you can enjoy the lore.
Half of the game is showing people your painted models.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's literally half
but I enjoyed that, though. I really liked
jerking each other off over the colour scheme or whatever you've got going.
Here, you see someone with a really nice yellow paint scheme, you try and do it. You try and paint yellow.
No, I've seen you. I've seen
Do you want me to cut it in?
Struggle.
Do you want me to cut in that video?
That I took?
Yeah, I'll cut it in. So hope you guys enjoy this one.
Your models are nice.
What?
Your models are nice.
Why, what is it? What are you doing?
What's wrong?
Why, what are you doing?
What's wrong?
What are you doing?
Why are you crying?
I'm not crying. What's this new filter?
Is your model shit?
No.
Is that why you're crying?
No, my models... Well, my bases are shite, but I'm going to fix them. So it'll be alright. Why, what is it?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure, Megan.
You sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm alright. Why, what is it?
Hey guys, do you like models in your tabletop role-playing games? 'Cause we do too. Do you like having big bitty waifus on your table? 'Cause we do too. We got human biddies, we got lizard biddies, we got orc biddies, oni biddies, cat bussies. We've got everything you want at neckbeardia.co.uk.
Check the links down below, it helps us out a lot.
Sorry for interrupting the video, let's get on with the story. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. Freaky deaky. We're trying.
We're really trying.
Freaky deaky is fine. It doesn't exist.
It does kind of exist.
Yeah.
It kind of does.
It doesn't exist, but even if it did, it would be fine because tabletop games are about doing what your group finds fun, not doing whatever stupid people on a Korean rolling pin collecting form jerking off over.
Look, anyone that tries to say whatever doesn't exist when it clearly does exist.
It's they're one of them.
What are you up to? What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to slide? Like, you know, look, I can't help but feel like there's a lot of misdirection and a lot of subterfuge in this day and age. And this, of course, this goes far beyond what we're speaking about here. I'm talking about everywhere. It feels like, I don't know, maybe I'm just turning into more and more of a schizo, but it's, I don't know, I'm on to you guys.
There's nothing wrong with playing furry characters either in a lewd or non-lewd capacity.
Let's hear about this. Is genuine unpopular opinion. Let's go for it.
Bringing your fetishes into your table isn't okay if you don't have permission from the group. So don't play your fursona and try to F everything that moves in every campaign. But aside from that, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a hell of a lot wrong with it.
Alright, okay, sure, whatever.
Of all possible hobbies where you could choose to put politics into your work's tabletop, actually, unironically makes the most sense. Tabletop allows the audience, the players in this instance, to engage with anything in the setting. Meaning if they or their characters agree or disagree, then they can go along with or challenge the political message to their heart's content, unlike uninteractive media or media with limited interactivity. Also, due to the fact that almost every table is at its largest still smaller than a small classroom, you as the GM or game designer can pick your target audience with precision, as to not force people who don't want to deal with your crap to deal with your crap. Politics in a movie might preclude you from watching it because it disturbs your viewing experience, but 99% of tables are only 3 to 5 people, so if you don't want that crap, the odds are you wouldn't even be in that party anyway. And you could just tell the DM beforehand, do not bother with recruiting you if their game isn't what you want.
Honestly, I can't help but kind of agree with that.
I agree with that.
You know the problem I've got with politics is I feel like it's so divisive, and I don't like talking about it online, especially not on YouTube. I don't want to talk about it on YouTube because I feel like what we want to do here is focus
on tabletop.
On tabletop, I want to focus on... Yeah, I'll say, is that what you think? Yeah, that's what you think. Yeah, he agrees. But that's what I really want to get at. That's why I really don't want to touch anything, and very rarely would we even talk about, like, you know, the combat wheelchair and all that type of... You know what I mean? You guys know what's going on, or like the racist orcs and all that jazz. I really just don't want to talk about it because I feel like it just breathes more life into it, and that's just something I don't want to deal with, ever, you know? But I don't mind. I think, you know what? I'm not playing as much as I used to, and I am starting to play a lot more board games, and I'm thinking I might try and go for a bit of... I might actually give a go at a serious political game in the near future. I think I've got an idea for something, and I'll let you guys know how much of an absolute disaster it is. But I do have an idea for something, but... Again, like, you know, the problem is you need to actually be a good DM, don't you? To be able to pull off these sort of things, don't you?
That's the problem.
Like, that's the key. It's like, if only I was good, then I could do these things. And I suppose that goes for, that accounts for anything in life, though. If, like, you know, it's like, oh, I wish I could wear a fedora if I knew I wasn't absolutely fucking hideous. Oh, I forgot to swear. Alright, well, we'll keep that one in, sure.
That's a surprise one.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a crap about your realistic D&D world. It's boring and crap. Good D&D worlds take advantage of gods and magic being real to have ideal adventuring terrain with really interesting lore behind it that ties the mortal and divine realms together and is much more interesting to explore than, oh hey, another giant valley must be on a tectonic fault. F you, and that valley was the scar left by Robert's axe as he battled his twin brother Escher for the right to be gods of the forest.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it can still be a realistic setting, but, like, you know, the folklore would still be that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm kind of over Mudcore. You know what it kind of feels like? You know, whenever Batman came out, and then every movie thought, oh, we gotta be like Batman.
It used to be edgy.
Yeah, and they all did it really badly.
Really badly.
And I think that's kind of what's happened. Who was it that started the realistic role-playing, like, scene, or, like, you know, who was it that kickstarted this whole genre?
Idea.
But it does feel like there's been a lot of people that really want it to happen, and like, you know, like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. And what I really like about it is you can take precedence from the real world. Say, for instance, if you're not sure how something works, you can just look it up and see, well, this is the way that these guys did it back then, and that's the way we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of the command out of DMs that, like, you know, they can just be like, oh, this is what these guys did, we don't need to worry so much, and you don't have to think, you don't have to put in a lot of mental fortitude when it comes to the players asking you the stupidest questions of the day, which they will ask you at some point.
There isn't anything wrong with both gatekeeping the hobby and gatekeeping your own personal games. Both of them are instances of you taking action to prevent undesirable elements from entering your hobby. Well, that's nice to put it.
Yeah, that, honestly, you know...
Undesirable. James, you're an undesirable element in this household.
I heard it, there was a good quote I heard a wee while back, and it said, be discriminant with the thoughts in your brain. And I thought that was actually a really interesting way of putting it. And I can't help but agree with that. My biggest problem is, like, I think, yes, be hyper-discriminant when it comes to actual games you're playing, because if you keep playing bad game after bad game, you're just going to burn yourself out. You're not going to want to play. And, you know, you're not doing anyone any favours.
Exactly.
You know, you're letting this be killed from your own fault, really, almost. I don't know how to handle when it comes to people online. I don't really know. I find a lot of people that do go really heavy into it, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? If you're a hammer, everything you see is a nail type of mentality almost. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, maybe I don't have the fortitude for that sort of thing.
The only difference is that one is polite and requires you to cloister your... I can't say that word. It sounds like a word for a vagina. Cloister. Never heard that word before in my life.
Have you actually never heard of cloister before?
No. Seer cloister.
That sounds
works though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
But it works, and requires you to cloister yourself into your own bubble of what you enjoy about the hobby.
Mate, I was absolutely cloistered last night.
Weathering outside influence that may pollute your players or make systems harder for you to use, as there will be more undesirable proportions that you have to exercise with house rules and homebrew.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. Honestly, it's hard. Like, it's the hardest bit about any of this is finding people that you mesh well with, and I think we really touched on that not that long ago. Yeah. With that whole our tabletop, our like podcasts similar to sex and whatnot. I definitely do feel like when it comes to finding a group of people, it's hard enough to find people that actually want to play, then also keep to a schedule, and people that you actually gel well with and can actually... Like, I'll always be amazed at people that can play weekly or even more than one time a week. And keep to it. It amazes me, and I don't think I'm ever...
My day changes from day to day. I don't know how people can change, people can keep that going.
I don't know.
And some people play for years, man.
I feel like my whole life is chaotic.
Yeah. Chaotic neutral, guys. It's not like chaotic evil.
Yeah, but I do feel like I've got a chaotic lifestyle a lot of the time.
The other is not polite, and is an effort to remove those influencing elements from the hobby as a whole.
How do you remove such an ingrained ideology in people?
Well...
let's be serious, a lot of these...
I was about to make a joke, but I can't.
Why?
Never mind.
I'll go for it.
I can't.
How bad is it?
Bad.
Is it really bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll carry on. Both have their role, but we're not talking about gatekeeping in the sense that we get angry about how other people play their games privately. We get angry because people enter the public discourse of the hobby and attempt to change it as a whole, which results in altercations to official publications.
Yes.
The pool of players that could be drawn from, and other subtler aspects of it.
I think that's the biggest key problem. This problem. They stopped advertising to the people that... But again, the problem was so many people moved away from it or moved into other games. I don't blame Wizards of the Coast for marketing to the Twitter crowd. Yeah. But even then, are the Twitter crowd even do they even have that much money? Are they buying that many books? I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. I have a hard time believing that they've got the money to back that up.
Anyone can play and run tabletop games. That's totally within their power. They can run them however they like. Only allow players they want, or, as players, only playing games that meet their interest. However, when you attempt to engage with a hobby and its community as a whole, you're entering into an unspoken agreement with the community as a whole to receive their response to it. If you don't want orcs in your games, that's fine. Nobody will care. If you scream into the void of the internet to remove orcs from all games, you have no right to expect people not to scream back. Yes. I'm not trying to be a willy. I don't think YouTube will pick up on willy. I'm not trying to be a willy. But I'm trying to explain the difference between rejecting outside influence in the public space of the hobby and moaning about people's own games they play with their own groups privately. Do you understand the distinction? Yes.
Yes, 100%. I completely get behind everything this
Everything
guy's
this
and
guy's
I don't
saying.
feel like anything he's saying is an unpopular opinion by any means, because I completely...
I think it's, if anything, it's getting more and more popular.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think is the biggest problem? How do we handle the ideology infecting... The problem is, let's be serious, the ideology that these people have, it's ingrained into everything. It's their entire worldview, it's their entire personality, it's who they are as a person. And if you don't have the exact same worldview as them, you're not just... You're not just wrong, you're also evil at the same time, and that's my biggest problem I've got with these people. Like, you know, and the other big problem is, I feel like in this day and age, you know what the key problem, I think, is for so many people? We don't have one place where we can go to that is the truth. No, but but fake news has destroyed everything. We all need the media.
I fully understand what you're trying to say.
There's no one source of information that we could go to and be like, okay,
everyone can collectively say,
oh, this happened, that's how it happened, without putting a twist or a spin or anything else on it.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest issue that I've got in today's politics. If you try and argue with someone about absolutely anything and they ask you for source, 2 plus 2 is 4, source, you know what I mean? You know, you've came across these people before. There's no way of communicating with them because their whole worldview is so devoid from yours. There's no overlap, and I think, like, you know, it's only getting worse, and it's... Maybe I spend too much time on the internet, maybe I interact with too many of these people, or I watch too many of these people, but... I don't know. It's not good, man. That's all I can say.
No, it's not.
And again, this is kind of why I'm going further and further away from 5e, because the more I go away from D&D, the less I see of stuff about orcs being racist and combat wheelchairs and all that other stuff, and I see more people that just want to actually play games and they want to have fun with their friends, and that's what I think.
Which is the most important thing. It's when Twitter was obviously everybody knows.
See anyone that can actually hack Twitter for any length of time? I don't know.
Elon Musk.
But to be fair though,
I bought it.
To be fair though, I wouldn't say no to doing what he does, because he's kind of one of those people.
Buy up all the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just threaten to be like, well, I could dump it.
Dump it.
Or I could buy it.
You know, that's one of the things I kind of... I'm not an Elon Musk fan by any means, but I do love his Twitter. And I feel like I had the same thing for Trump, in a weird way. I'm not a Trump fan by any means, but... Anyone, like Trump, what I loved about Trump was...
Anyone who says he wasn't an entertainer
he's a solid entertainer, and he made politicians absolutely squirm. And anyone that can make a politician squirm, I think is doing a great job. I don't care what it is you're doing, but as long as you can make them like...
And the memes were peak.
The memes were peak. Take me home to the place I belong. Let us know what your unpopular opinions are. I don't feel like there wasn't much in the way of genuine unpopular opinions here, though. There wasn't anything of that out there, bar... freak stuff actually doesn't exist. It's like, what are you trying to promote here? What are you, what's up with this subversion you're doing here? I see what you're doing. What's a genuinely unpopular opinion? Like, something like really bad. Oh, I know, I actually kind of prefer symbol dice over numbered dice. I don't think that's very unpopular, though.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
I've never seen you play with symbol dice.
Symbol dice, Star Wars one has it, Thingy has it, although...
You played Star Wars once.
Oh, okay. Well, I've also Thingy, Slither, or Shiver.
Shiver,
yeah. It's a pretty good system. I don't know, I like symbol dice, I think they're kind of fun. And
I don't understand symbol dice.
Ozzy, do you not like symbol dice?
No.
Look, anyway.
Oh, get your back coughs up.
Coughs.
Oh.
Ozzy's,
he's not very well.
No,
he's got a runny nose. He's teething, and he's got a bit of a cough.
I wasn't really willing to go down to bed for us to record, so, you know.
Ozzy, you gonna say hiya? Say hiya.
Hello.
Say hiya, hiya. Say hiya. Are you gonna giggle?
Go on, give him a giggle and then we'll head, alright?
He's not gonna take
There we go. Look, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this was a bit of a mess. Oh my god.
Oh, bye!
Bye! Bye, guys!
He was waving.
Oh my god, that was great. I wish I had that
Bye.
on video.